So RP and I are going to demo how to use accessibility headers in Outlook today. These are really important for making sure that they're readable with screen readers, etc. So as normal, when you have some type of email or document, it's really good to add things like numbering or bullet points where needed. As you can see here, this is just a normal email that I have put into Outlook. I am using the desktop application of Outlook, not Outlook through the web browser, and that's a really important difference. So make sure that you use your desktop version of Outlook. So at this point, I don't have any accessibility headers. So here's what I'm going to do, RP.
Yes, ma'am.
So my first piece of information I'm going to put in here is the title. I'm going to say, let's call it Crock-Pot Berry Crumble Recipe.
That sounds delicious. And yes, so the subject and the title is always important, huh?
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of functions, it'll be the first thing that the e-reader will read. So we'll just have it like that. And so that's already giving us some sort of accessibility to our document.
Okay, so right from the subject, the accessibility starts. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, it kind of functions as our first header, as our header number one.
Okay.
So then I wrote, my just normal little email here. And then these types of emails with the headers, it's important to use if we're really having a more involved email. We're not talking about day-to-day, can you come to the meeting at 3 o'clock? We're talking more really imparting information about dates, meetings, something where you have to do something in order, for example, a recipe. So here we are. I have the Crock-Pot Berry Crumble recipe. I'm going to just highlight this. And instead of just going and bolding and all that, what I'm actually going to do is come over here to where it says Styles. Okay, so RP, what you're going to want to do is click Styles.
Okay.
Here I'm going to go up to Heading 2.
All right.
All right, and if I stop at this point, it looks it's blue.
Yeah.
And it's a little weird to have it as blue. If you want to leave it as blue, that's fine. You can also just highlight it. And we can go make it black. We can make it bold. We can underline it if we really want to. That's up to you. But
Super.
It does have this part right here that will make it easier for an e-reader to read. So then I'm going to come down here, and I have two subsections. Okay, so I have the Crock-Pot Berry Crumble is my header 2. My initial header, the title is header 1. The subject line is my email. I come down here, I highlight ingredients because that's one of my subsections. And then I come up to this section, and what did I do? I forgot what I did. I'm glad you're here, RP. You're going to make me get everything straight. I'm going to make this a heading 3. This is one of my subsections, heading 3. I'm going to come down here to ingredients. This is another subsection, just like ingredients. And I'm going to go back to the styles after I highlight it and make it another heading 3.
Oh, okay. So they are in hierarchy, that heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and so on. Okay.
And then at this point, this is completely readable to an e-reader. So no issues there whatsoever. So I'm going to send this to you, and let's see if you can duplicate this process. I realized that not only will our students benefit from this that have issues that require using an e-reader, we also have different staff members, colleagues on campus that may also need these e-readers. And it's not their responsibility to tell us, it's our responsibility to incorporate these types of changes from the beginning. Just
very, very.
I can indeed.
Okay. So what I have is that I said your email address, and excuse me, I don't have you in my address book right now on this client because I just installed it before our meeting. It's a new client. On your recommendation, I've been starting to use the native client so I can format things. I've been using the web client, guilty as charged.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that.
It's a little different to get used to. There are
Yeah.
differences. All right.
So we're going to call it recipe test 2. Oh, apparently I cannot type recipe. There we go.
All right.
Okay. And this is the email that you had for me unformatted. So I'm going to say, hi, Georgina. And then this is completely, no, I wouldn't say completely not accessible. We do have the bullet points, which, like you said, are the first step in making anything accessible. We do have the numbers, bulleted numbers here. That's also making it accessible. So that part is already done by you. So what I'm going to do is that you told me that this should be the heading number 1. So I highlighted.
I think it's actually going to be heading number 2.
Oh, heading number 2.
My understanding is that we consider the subject line to be our heading number 1.
Got it. Understood.
Yeah.
So I highlighted it, and it showed me these options here. I'm not going to go to bold, underline, or anything. I'm going for styles. And when I click styles, I get all these headings. You told me this could be heading number 2. So we're going to make that as heading number 2. Well, a little bit different I'm going to do is that I'm going to first make these as heading number 3 and so on. And then I'm going to change the colors. So this, when I highlight it again, it automatically gave me these options. If not, I believe we should be able to do some kind of a right click or something like that, maybe. Okay. But it's coming up automatically. So I'm going to be making it heading number 3. And now I'm going to right click again. Oh yeah, it showed me all these options with the right click also. I'm going to change the color to something which is high contrast, black or dark blue. So we're going to keep it black. Again, black, and maybe we can make it bold. Should we make it bold, the heading number 2?
Sure, you be bold.
Okay, thank you. So make it so that it's high contrast, visible, and a heading. So we're going to make it bold, and we're going to make it high contrast.
Excellent.
Okay, so I can now hit send, and it's going to reach you.
Great. And you know what? I'm going to show something when it comes back to me. If I can share the screen. Let me see. So now I've gotten an email that's been formatted back from RP. Let's see how this all works. I'm going to go up here to the read aloud little button here and see what happens. Okay.
Crockpot berry crumble recipe. This easy berry crumble is a great way to brighten up a dreary winter evening.
Cool.
When topped with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, this is a truly decadent dessert.
And it is.
Ingredients.
Awesome. So now at this point, it's indexable. So you can search through it. You could look for the ingredients section. You could go to the preparation section. And it can be read aloud by this e-reader, which is really helpful for a variety of people, either people who are multitasking, so anybody sighted or people who have some type of vision impairment. It's also really helpful for people who may have an audio processing disorder or dyslexia, along with a variety of other people with different needs. So there you go, accessibility headers.
Thank you. That was a good demo. Thank you, Georgina.
Thank you, Harvey. All right, what do you think?